I saw him round the back here. We've had so many letters. Where's my camera? Oh, there we are. So many. All right, guys. Anyone you like. Who gives us stuff? Which one? That'll do. Fantastic. We had a lot of letters into ordinary TV presenter mode here. We had a lot of letters to this particular guy.
If you're sat around at home, make new friends.
From Telstar.
Brass Centaur. Now, we're here at Bretton Park in Yorkshire to inspire your imagination to write some really exciting letters into the Whale Show. This one from Phaedra Kelly on the Isle of Wight, who writes about last week's programme on cryonics. To become rich enough to afford such treatment, most of the patients will have had to live a long time.
We fed them a couple of PCs.
I'm not scared of dogs. It's women that frighten me.
Well, David Jason there providing a touch of frost next tonight.
Coming up very shortly on Channel 3 Northeast, our late film, the Disney fantasy, The Island at the Top of the World. But first, the ITN news headlines.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way. If I could kill it, I would. But I legally can't.
I'm sure we go back to them a little bit later on. But you just bring pictures back on Tuesday. Tomorrow we've got on safari starting.
We're going to have a crocodile, a coconut, and what else are we going to
Mum, I tried to tell him...
Get out of my sight, and you can take that flaming thing with you! Are you happy now?
We must apologise for the interference during that programme. This was due to technical problems beyond our control.
Enjoy Coronation Street with Cadbury's Marble.
With our biggest giveaway ever, the This Morning House. It could be yours at 10:30.
We must apologise for the interference you may be experiencing at the moment. We hope to rectify the problem as soon as possible. Now the news headlines.
Good afternoon. Mary Archer has admitted she discovered her husband Jeffrey Archer was having an...
BBC One. I'm sorry, but a major power failure means we're unable to continue with our film Red Corner. We hope to be back with it shortly. This is BBC One. I'm very sorry, but a major power failure resulted in the loss of our film Red Corner. Thank you for bearing with us. I'm now very glad to say that we can return to the film starring Richard Gere.
Meanwhile...
This is BBC Two. I'm afraid to say we really do have some problems here on BBC Two this evening. Many apologies if we've spoiled your enjoyment of I Love 1975. We do hope to get back to you as soon as possible with the rest of that programme, so please do bear with us. In the meantime, a bit more music. This is BBC Two. Once again, I'd really like to apologise for the break that we have in the programme this evening and to I Love 1975. We are doing everything we possibly can here at Television Centre to try and correct the fault, and we do hope to get it back to you as soon as we possibly can.
Apologies once again for our break in the transmission this evening here on BBC Two. I'm delighted to say we can now go back to I Love 1975.
It was a time in the summer when everybody was just listening to Bob Marley.
Home and Away, sponsored by Bodyform.
I quite admire beautiful things.
Susan, left from the region, left from the region, left from the region, left from the region, left from the region.
And for the region, 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 for the region.
Songs of Praise is coming to Dibley and they need a choir urgently. The Friday night comedy continues here on BBC One.
They say I might as well face the truth, but I am just too long in the tooth.
Investigating the politics of rail crash victims. Driver Pam Warren near them. America shakes.
Man in a police cell had been on a course to learn how to avoid death in custody.
And Jeff Druitt.
Good evening and welcome to Calendar.
It's Friday the 24th of May.
If you think you know what I mean, get in touch, let me know. bbcstudio@bbc.co.uk. What are we all doing at the same time?
And there is an answer for it, and it is a lot more clever than that as well. Now, last night you saw the UK Top 40 go out at 6 o'clock with Adrian Dixon and Connie Hook. And the main thing about last night was finding out where all the chart toppers were. Here's a quick roundup of what happened.
We've got a little problem with Adrian. He's always late, isn't he, that one?
No, he doesn't turn up for him. The worst thing is you get the guy that presses the button. You know when your dad goes out when he's going to a party and he shouts to your mum, "How do you set the video?" Well, that's kind of what happens upstairs. There's a guy in his best suit lying down going, "Press play, press play." But
take a look at this. It's coming your way later on.
What do you think of my new trainers?
They're very nice, Gogol.
You could take a picture of me in them if you like, Hubert.
Oh, I just used the last one on the wolves. They've made them return all the fences, Gogol.
And so they should.
I'm a bit worried. Have you seen that one yet?
Well, yes, I have. And to be honest, I don't think you'll have a career after it, to be quite frank with you, mate.
Do you think there's any way we can...
No, I don't think so. I think maybe if we just sit and watch Miami 7, finally, then we can talk about it, yeah?
Hurrah!
Here it is.
Let's get these stupid clothes on.
What did he say?
You are here with CBBC. Just a couple of problems there. Apologies for all that. Thank you to everyone who's got in touch and emailed us today. If you want to do the same, send an email in to cbbcstudio@bbc.co.uk.
This is BBC One. Now from London, Question Time with David Dimbleby.
Performing life-saving operations on babies that are still in the womb. To some, this man is a miracle maker.
I see. This is BBC One. Apologies, we seem to be having a few problems. We'll hopefully join Question Time very soon. Many apologies there for the delay in joining Question Time. I'm pleased to say we can now go to London and join David Dimbleby.
The story of the cat
and its missing tail. Animal Hospital here on BBC One after more fine ideas.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way. If I could kill it, I would. But I legally can't.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry about that. We seem to have a few problems here on BBC One at the moment. Bear with us. We'll be with Best Inventions just as soon as we can. Watching BBC One. Sorry about that, but I'm really pleased to say we can now go to Best Inventions.
Well, we seem to be experiencing some technical problems, as I say, with the ITV News. In the meantime, while we're trying to return to the news, we'll try and play some music.
There are offers.
Well, I'm pleased to say we can rejoin Felicity Barr and the ITV News.
Well, apologies for that break in transmission. In Scotland, Rangers have booked their place in the final of the Scottish FA.
30 nights, 1,500 miles cycling around Britain.
Well, really sorry about this. Clearly we're having some problems with something for the weekend at the moment. Let us sort that out, and hopefully we'll return to the programme in just a few seconds. In the meantime, here's some music. Morning, this is BBC Two. We are sorry for the break in Something for the Weekend. We are doing our best to correct the fault, and fingers crossed we will be getting back to the team very, very soon. Again, our apologies for the technical problems here on BBC Two. Thanks for bearing with us. Some good news now. We can now return to Something for the Weekend in just 1 second.
Yes, they got one in Japan actually.
They
got a club where there's just vending machines, there's no bartenders.
But you can say any
excuse me, Dave. I think we lost our viewers for a while, and they're back with us now. I tell you what you've missed is unbelievable, isn't it?
Absolutely.
We're having a...
I am going to open this door.
Well, apologies again here on BBC Two. We've lost Blue Peter's big Olympic tour. We'll be back with them as soon as we possibly can, hopefully very soon. Well, sorry about the problems here on BBC Two and the CBBC channel. At the moment, we've obviously lost Blue Peter's big Olympic tour. We've lost them for a few minutes, but hopefully they'll be back with us live as soon as possible.
Well, I'm sorry, we're having a technical problem this evening with Lambing Live. This is BBC Two. Do stay with us and we'll try and get the programme back on air for you. This is BBC Two. Many apologies. We're having a slight technical problem this evening with Lambing Live. We're working on the situation, hoping to get the programme back on air as soon as possible. This is BBC Two. We're working on the situation. We're currently having a technical problem with Lambing Live. It seems the weather has been giving the technical crew some difficulties, so stay with us. We're trying to remedy the situation and hopefully we'll be able to go back to the farm in Cumbria. Stick with us, this is BBC Two. Hoping to go back to Lambing Live as soon as possible.
A few minutes later.
This is BBC Two. Many apologies. Unfortunately, we can't return to Lambing Live at the moment, but in the meantime, while we try and sort the situation out, we're going to bring you a coast. Well, I'm very sorry. We're having a technical problem with our coast programme at the moment. We're hoping to get back to Lambing Live as soon as possible, but in the meantime, do stick with us here on BBC Two.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Well, good news now here on BBC Two. Thank you for staying with us. I'm getting the information that we can now go back to Lambing Live.
Well, I'm very sorry about that. We're obviously having some problems with the rugby and we'll get back to it as soon as we can. In fact, we can now go back straight away.
I don't think so.
Well, I'm really sorry about this. As you can see, we're obviously having some technical problems with the rugby this afternoon. Do bear with us while we try and fix things, and hopefully we'll be back to them in a moment. Well, once again, sorry for the problems we've had this afternoon with the rugby. We've hopefully now sorted out the fort and we can return to John Inverdale. Well, I'm really sorry that once again we've lost our line to the rugby for the Scotland-South Africa game. We'll get on and try and fix the fault and be back with the game as soon as we can. OK, here we go again. We're trying once again to go back to the rugby at Murrayfield. Fingers crossed it will be OK this time. We'll rejoin John Inverdale.
You put him under pressure. couple of changes to your lineup, certainly in the midfield, De Jong coming in.
Heineke Meyer, the South African coach, must actually just apologise. I think we've had a few technical problems from BT Tower in London, so if you haven't been picking us up over the last 3 or 4 minutes, hopefully normal service has now been resumed, insofar as what we ever do is normal. No, De Villiers.
Heated confrontations and spooky goings-on now here in 4. It's Ramsey's Hotel Hell.
Mr. Bean!
Well, our apologies for the unexpected and inappropriate language that you may have heard in Ramsey's Hotel Hell this morning. We're now going to send Gordon to the naughty step for a little bit, so please do bear with us. In the meantime, here's Kirsty Allsop.
Dab your mouth, I don't want it all over the city.
Well, in a change to the advertised schedule here on Channel 4, we've got another helping of Kirsty's Homemade Home. Well, for our regular Gordon Ramsay viewers, you can see him at 6 p.m. over on 4/7 this evening. Right now, a Channel 4 News summary with Krishnan Guru Murthy.
The Big Bang Theory, Thursday at 8:30 on E4.
The 1+5 camera phone sponsors the Crystal Maze on Channel 4.
You'd have thought that watching a game show featuring a nasal man in a 70s suit can
basically down to height.
You like motor racing?
Occasionally.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there are times you don't like it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, our apologies. We obviously love the Crystal Maze so much we've played it twice. So do bear with us.
Weapons bill, due to be published imminently, does promise more controls on the possession of certain types of knives.
My son went.
I'm sorry about that. We were just watching Nicky Campbell and suddenly it all froze. So we'll do what we can to correct the fault and get back to the big questions as soon as we can. In fact, we can go back straight away.
Welcome back, everybody. We were off the air for a couple of minutes. Great promise as a grime
Joshua carried on with the evening and the boy had gone home in anger.
I'm really sorry about this. I know this is spoiling totally your enjoyment of the big questions this morning. We're obviously having a few technical issues, so while we get them sorted out, I'll play some music. You're watching BBC One, and as you can see at the moment, unfortunately, we should be showing you the big questions with Nikki Campbell. We've had a couple of technical issues that we're currently trying to resolve, and hopefully we'll be back with the programme as soon as we can. OK, we are now able to go back to the programme.
Welcome back. Sorry about all the technical problems this morning. We have two really, really important debates. We're discussing knife crime and later on drugs in sport. And I don't know if...
It's the two losses, you know, but certainly a steady start for them.
Yeah, and finally Dunfermline against Alloa. First win of the season should give them, you know...
Hello there, it's George here at BBC Scotland, and we apologise for the break in the football, and we are working to correct the fault, and I hope to be back with you soon. I'll keep you in touch.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Well, we're back underway at Palmerston, all set for hopefully as intriguing and interesting a second half as we had first period.
Sorry, Anne, I couldn't resist it.
Ooh, that's kind of small. Yikes.
You're a fake and a fraud.
Her and her ex-partner's name on it, but Mrs. Hunter has paid the debt herself, in full.
EastEnders,
tonight at 8:05 on BBC One and iPlayer.
In my red. Got about 6 more rows.
US politics now on BBC One and hopes for healing a deeply divided nation. Well, I'm sorry we're having a problem bringing you Panorama tonight. We'll try and get it to you as soon as we possibly can.
Let's watch some crazy stuff, yo! Jeez, Rick, oh my god! Hey, wait a minute, Rick. I thought this was a commercial. What's going on? Relax, Morty. Don't worry about it. Let's just see where this goes. Oh my god, it's still the commercial.
Well, do stay with us. This is BBC One, and we're having a slight technical issue at the moment. We'll try to sort it as soon as we possibly can. Well, I'm happy to say that we have now sorted our problem and we can bring you tonight's Panorama. Well, unfortunately, we can't bring you Panorama at the moment. We're still having a technical issue, so sorry about that. And do stay with us here on BBC One. You're watching BBC One this Monday night, and we're having an ongoing technical issue. We are working on it, so do bear with us, and we'll get you something on air to watch as soon as we can. You're watching BBC One, and unfortunately tonight we're having a major technical problem. Do bear with us. As I keep on saying, we are trying to get the problem sorted, and as soon as we can, we will be back with you on air.
Happy birthday! Happy
You're watching BBC One, and we're having a technical issue at the moment. As I keep on telling you, we are definitely working on it, and we hope to have things up and running as soon as we possibly can. Well, unfortunately, we're still having a problem bringing you Panorama for tonight on BBC One. Do stay with us, and if we can't bring that to you, we'll bring you another programme instead. You're watching BBC One, and we do have some problems at the moment bringing you any programmes, but we will do as soon as we possibly can. Thanks for bearing with us here on BBC One. We are working very hard to get our programmes back on air, and as soon as we can, we'll have something for you to watch. Well, I'm glad to say we can now bring you a replacement programme for Panorama. It's Garden Rescue. Well, unfortunately, I made a mistake there, so I apologise for that. In fact, we can bring you Panorama now, and here it is on BBC One.
Finger on it, but it's just feeling like
Meanwhile,
in my red. So that's 6 more rows.
Well, we're sorry that we're unable to bring you tonight's panorama. So now on BBC One Wales Comedy. Would I lie to you? Well, probably I would, actually, because that hasn't happened, has it? If you'll just bear with me one moment, please. Thank you very much. And we'll see what we can do.
comedian whose first job was selling ice creams. I bet he made hundreds and thousands. It's James Acaster.
Apologies, we seem to be having some technical difficulties this afternoon on BBC One, bringing you final score shortly. Just wanted to tell you a little bit about this evening on BBC One. We're going to pump up the volume, getting down with Mr. Motivator on the hit list, blasting out 90s tunes, getting us in the groove for a Saturday night. And the music doesn't stop there. Strictly Does musicals at 7:25. 6 remaining couples dance with gusto to win a place in next week's semi-final. Looking at this evening, 5 almost. And on BBC One, I'm pleased to say, well, apologies once again, we can return to final score.
To give penalties away for that.
Well, I'm sure it's not all hearts and flowers, but certainly all you need to know about what's been going on over the last 7 days now on BBC Scotland with Fiona and Nick.
Dave. Good. Alan.
We're sorry for the break in this programme. Just bear with us. We're trying to get it solved our end. Do bear with us. We do apologise. We're trying to get things fixed our end. Hold tight. I can only apologise at this stage. We're trying to get you back to the snooker as soon as possible. Do bear with us here on BBC Two. I do apologise. We're still having some technical difficulties here on BBC Two. We're doing our best to get you back to the snooker as soon as possible. Bear with us. Again, we're sorry for any inconvenience caused to your evening. We're doing our best here on BBC Two to get you back to the snooker. The Gremlins are still with us here on BBC Two. Bear with us, we're doing our best to get you back to the snooker as soon as we possibly can. I do apologise again for the upset to your evening here on BBC Two. We're trying our hardest to get you back to the snooker. We're still struggling with technical difficulties here on BBC Two, but we're trying our hardest to get you back to the snooker. Bear with us. I can only apologise for the inconvenience to your evening. Do bear with us here on BBC Two. We're doing all we can to try to get you back to the snooker. Sorry again for the inconvenience caused. We're doing all we can here on BBC Two to get you back to the snooker. I do apologise. We have solved the problem, so we return now to the Snooker Championship.
It's another angle to try and get up behind the black. He's just...
Protocol, or you're going to hear me say green magic. That's a more important term to use. But I've got loads of other goodies. So if you go, no, that's not for me. I think that's a brilliant...
We're having a few problems at the moment. We're sorry about this. We are working to fix these and get back to the programme as soon as we can. We're having a few problems at the moment. We're sorry about this. We are working to fix these and get back to the programme as soon as we can. You're watching ITV. Now, something you may not be expecting. We've a change to our advertised programme.
Just when you thought you'd seen it all.
James, I've just been showing our viewers and the panel the scenes of devastation from the port city of Mariupol. Can you tell us a little bit more about this Russian ultimatum that seemed to emerge overnight of a deadline to the people in the city to surrender?
It was an ultimatum which said by 5 a.m, give up. Surrender. Now, that didn't happen. We're many hours past that, well into the day here. I think anyone who's looked at this would have thought that that was not something that the Ukrainian forces there would have accepted. But of course, clearly what they want is a continued
I'm sorry to say that we're having a few problems here on BBC Two this afternoon. We are doing everything we can to get back on track, and we'll be back with Politics Live just as soon as we can. As you can see, we're still having some problems here on BBC Two this afternoon. We're doing everything we can. Do stick with us. Apologies, we'll be back with Politics Live just as soon as we can. Sorry, we're still having some problems here on BBC Two trying to get back to Politics Live. We're doing everything we can, and thank you for sticking with us. We'll be back just as soon as we can. If you've just joined us, you'll see we're having a few problems here on BBC Two this afternoon trying to get back to Politics Live. Still doing everything we can, and we'll be back on track as soon as possible. Looks like we're back on track right now on BBC Two.
That we hadn't seen since the Second World War. People being moved out of, I mean, it looks like they're going to labour camps in Russia. You've got...
A misty low cloud becomes more extensive in Wales and southwest England. Elsewhere it's clear spells, the chance of some mist and fog patches, and nowhere with a frost, and nor will they be this weekend. Any misty low cloud, Wales, southwest England retreating tomorrow. Some may linger around Cornwall. There'll be some mistiness around some of the coast too, but for most of today, of warm and sunny spells. Some cloud in Scotland, central belt and towards the southwest, but even here, some sunny spells coming through, and higher temperatures, just as warm in the sunshine across the east and southeast of England. And a much sunnier, warmer day in Northern Ireland before some outbreaks of rain reaching to at least western counties in the evening. From a weather front which on Easter Sunday gives Northern Ireland a much wetter, cooler, windier day. We'll also see some rain in parts of western Scotland as well. And some of this rain later in the day could well just edge towards westernmost parts of Wales and westernmost counties of England. Whereas elsewhere, it's another day of sunny spells, warm sunny spells at that, before it turns cooler.
Northern Ireland and far west Britain will be cloudier with spells of rain at times later. We'll have a proper forecast for you a little later on here on BBC One.
Where's the crew? Our wheels?
Sea Devil.
We don't stand a chance.
Pirate Queen! That's impossible.
Where's the crew? Our wheels? It's coming straight for us. We don't stand a chance.
Down! Doctor Who, Legend of the Sea Devils. Easter Sunday at 7:10 on BBC One and iPlayer. Down! Doctor Who.
Right, I'll move on. See you later. Cracklin! Summer rules.
Here we go. So...
Well, we're having a few problems there with Steph, but we are working on it and hopefully we will be back up and running.
Pre-cooked rice made into spring roll wrappers, and they do feel like plastic, you know, and they don't smell fantastic, if I'm completely honest.
I'm just going to apologise for anyone who just lost us for a moment there on telly. We are now back with you. I'm sorry about that. It was just a little mini technical issue.
Oh,
basically, Les Dennis pulled the plugs out on his way out this morning. We've had a word.
So we need to soften these. So I believe everybody's going to have a go at rolling.
Mr. Tumble is there. Is that Justin Fletcher?
Oh,
Grand Prix. We're doing everything we can to get back on track, so bear with us and we'll be back with you just as soon as we can. As you can see here, we're still having a few problems with the Grand Prix, but we're doing everything we can to get back on track, so do bear with us. We'll be with you just as soon as we can.